Okay, but I'm gonna put this up a little. Guys, we're having a little bit, we're working around, we're trying to get everything set up. And then I think you need to come, don't worry about that, just come right here into the video. Or, how we gonna do this? Or you gotta maybe poke your head up in here.
Hello people.
Okay. Or can I do it like this?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, but you're on that. So we maybe have to do it like this.
Wait a minute.
Oh, it says video locked. Okay, we can't do it that way.
Okay, I'll just do whatever.
Or would you like to okay guys, 1 second. We're trying to figure this out. Can you go and unplug that and put that over there? And then put this No. Hold on. You're dragging it. Can you put the
thing on top of
yes. So when I move it, yeah. Alright, just 1 second. Well, she dragged it again. Okay, can you plug that back in now?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And then we can just do that. And then maybe that makes it different if you're right beside me and stuff like that. We're doing it on my phone because I did not want to edit. So I was like, let's just do it live. So let me make sure that everything is fine before I start talking, because then I'll be so mad. Why did I just... Do you see yourself, Mom?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine. All right. You see me? Am I on live? Okay, the audio is good. Okay. The audio is good. That's all that matters. The audio is good. All right, guys. So I guess we can start. So my name is Princess. This is my channel. If for all the people that are new, I'm not speaking for the people that has been day ones, but my name is Princess. I am a mother of 3 that currently live in Merida, Mexico, and decided to uproot everything that I knew to move to a country that I never visit. Now I'm saying this because I don't want everybody to just do what I did, but I uprooted my whole entire family. We decided to live in Merida, Mexico. So this has been a huge life experience. It has been something that I have learned about myself and still is learning more about myself throughout this process. So yeah, I think that's a little about myself. You want to know more, you can always go to my videos and so forth. I have been away from making any YouTube videos since last year, October.
Yeah.
So I do apologize for that, for the people that were like, girl, when are you gonna make videos? Okay, well, here's my video. Okay, but on the left side of me here is my mother.
How you doing, guys? My name is Patricia. I'm Princess' mother. Like I stated earlier, before we had all the technical problems, I moved because I was going through a lot of emotional stress. I left the United States when I was in my late 50s, and when my daughter brought this up to me, I'm like, okay, let's go to Mexico. Oh, she said to go to Mexico, and I said, okay, let me think about it. And I stayed in my bed. I tossed and turned all through the nights and stuff, and I said, okay, I like adventures. I like to see something different. So I came back to her and I said, of course, let's go. So we made a plan to get a passport, and we went on, got our tickets and in our luggage and everything, and we flew here. It was a different atmosphere to us because, we had lived in the United States all our life. And I said, okay, my mind said, you gotta do some changes. You're not you're in another country, and you got to adopt their culture. And so after 6 months being here, I decided like, okay, I like it. It's quiet. I had to worry about somebody knocking on my door, or somebody screaming, or it just everything was going on when I was in the state. So the longer I stayed here, the more I got comfortable and relaxed. And now I'm more relaxed than I ever been. Now I'm 61, but in my lifetime, I have never been less stressed. So that's my journey.
So, I mean, she gave you the back history of why she came to Merida, which I would just introduce myself. But that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I've been telling her to make her a YouTube channel so the people that is around her age, or just people in general, is able to follow her. But
I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Believe me, really not working on it. But go ahead.
So guys, okay. So, of course, the title. The title is the title. Why are you moving to Merida? And I was just speaking to my mom just a while ago about this. I was just like speaking to her, and I was like, "Oh, well, come and do a video with me about this," because I do see other creators that have made this video, but I just really wanted to be just very transparent without, I guess I will say, not to hurt your feelings, but just being really truthful to you. Just like we're just talking to each other, right? And we are, I don't want you to make any mistakes that will cause financial issue to you, or any add on more issues than what you was expecting. That's what I'm trying to say. So here it goes, okay? So why are you moving to Merida? I always, ask people. I have asked a couple of people, like, why are you moving in? I hear most people saying, I'm leaving because I heard Merida had a great community. And I always wanted to go ahead and be around a Black group of people that are embracing each other. And that's always great. I have also heard what most people said for medical. I have heard people because they're retiring. There are so many things, right? And you can always Google it or go on YouTube, and you'll see so many people talk about different things, the reason why they chose Merida. So let me talk, and I guess we'll chime, because some people be like, let your mama speak. Goodness. Listen, sometimes it takes my mama 6 years to get out a word, like something, or she'll pause.
I'm a little shy.
She'll pause, and I'll be like, okay, well, let me continue. So listen, if y'all want to follow her on her YouTube channel, I will create a YouTube channel where you can wait 10 minutes for one sentence, okay?
No, I want to say...
And I say this with love. Okay? But let's go straight to the topic, right? Why are you moving to Merida? So I asked myself this. Like, I was telling my mom, like, why did I move to Merida, Mexico? I mean, I could have moved anywhere, right?
True.
So I moved to Merida, Mexico back in 2021 because I was tired, okay? And I was at the age where I just turned 30, and I was just at this frenzy. Like, I think anybody that turned 30 or turned 40, or they're going into a new decade.
Yeah.
They're like, what do I want to do? How am I going to do it? Oh my gosh, I'm 30 years old now, and X, Y, Z. So I was just thinking that to myself, like, what am I doing? I work at a company that I think I like, I might want to stay with. I don't know if I want to stay with. A relationship that was already broken, that I was trying to fix, that should never been fixed. So there was like so many things, right? There was a plethora of things that why I wanted to move here. Of course, I will say that I have a bit of, I'm trying to find a word. I have a bit of like, I like to like get up and just do stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I like being spontaneous and stuff like that. So I also had that in me as well. And once I figure out the word, I will say it, okay? But I had that in me where I was just like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to like move. I'm ready to go. And so I can now, what my mindset then when I was moving to Merida is totally different to why I now know why I moved to Merida. I am not going to talk about what I thought then because I probably will lie to you, right? But I'm gonna tell you the real reason why I moved to Merida. I was moving to Merida because I was broken. I was a broken young woman. Okay, I was a broken young woman that had a book written out for her before she could even write her own book, if that makes sense, right? My life was already written for me before I even could like live life, right? And I had my life written by people that genuinely did love me, but they were living their life through me, or expectations, or just in society. So I was just like tired. I was exhausted, you know. During this time, I'm on my third kid, you know, and I was in a broken relationship, and I really just needed a new scenery. Let me just keep it a buck. I needed a new scenery. I seen this lady Amoya on YouTube, and during that time she had 3 girls, and I was just like, oh, if she can do it, I want to do it. Didn't know the lady, never spoke to her or anything. I followed her, but I was just like, I want to do it, right? So that is the main reason why I decided to move to Merida, because I had the sense of like, I needed a new scenery, right? I think that was one of the things, like, a new scenery. I needed something different. But I wasn't prepared for what I was entering.
It was like a leap of faith.
I wasn't prepared for what I was entering. And when I mean that, I'm not talking about like financial, because I had money saved up. It wasn't financial. It was just like me actually sitting there and actually dealing with my own demons, right? In a different country. I feel like I wasn't really prepared for that. I'm gonna leave that right there for me, and then we will touch back based on other topics, because I just don't want to ramble. So, Mom, for yourself, for somebody that was late 50s, going into her 60s, what was I think that you touched based on that on there.
Yes, I did.
Like, but my question is for somebody that is anticipating of moving to Merida, that is in your age range, or let's just not even put age, just a person that is actually making that move. Do you feel the exact same, like you need a different scenery? You need to find yourself
at this time? Or
no, during the time when you was
at that time, I needed some kind of break to where I can exhale. Because everything was just hitting me in every direction, and I could not figure out, hey, I'm sorry. I was just so stressed out. I was just saying, dang, is this a way going through life that you have to make a choice? And I had to, when I was telling y'all, when she brought it up to my attention about moving from where we at to Merida, Mexico, I kept tossing back, because it was like, should I go? Should I don't go? And, I was saying, well, maybe this is a sign by God. I don't know somebody's religion, but me was believing God was giving me an answer. But when she brought that up, it's like, maybe that was my prayer, that I needed to move to the next level, because I have all my life had took care of my family, my children, been in a mate, my mate. I did everything for everybody. I always wanted to have my chance to live. So when she, like I stated in the beginning, is when she said that, I said, "Bet, let's go." I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready to go," you know, because it was like I'm getting my dream, because I always loved to travel, you know. But every time I got a step to do that, it was like, okay, your parents die, or your brother's in jail, or your kids are sick. It was like everything, and so when that situation came to me, I took the leap. I took the leap. So when I'm saying to people of my age, when you get into that situation, think about it. It's a scary situation, I know, because you all your life you will always stay in that narrow line. You know, should I do it? Should I don't? And sometimes it's good to take that chance. You know, you live once in your life. You live to make decisions in your life. You raise your kids. You took care of your parents. You've been a good citizen. So I'm just saying, for our age, just do it. Just do it.
Just take the leap. So, thank you, Mom.
No problem.
I'm moving it back and forth because sometimes she stays in the lens and sometimes she don't.
I'm trying.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah.
So, I feel like this is the introductory. I'm basically explaining the reason why right?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna jump into things that I will give advice to somebody that it will potentially or deciding to move to Merida, Mexico, right? So during this time of moving to Merida, Mexico, let me, because I feel like we have ran into this conversation. I feel like I made lives and I made videos. Why?
We explain.
So let me just be brutally honest.
Yeah.
Let me take the Band-Aid off. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I did not come to Merida, Mexico to make friends. That's true.
Yeah.
I said it to many people. I think I said it to somebody, and it wasn't me saying like I am not open to make friendship. It was more to the fact that my whole reason to being here was to heal, right?
To heal.
And in order to heal, I had to not have other people's trauma interfering with my healing. I have, since living here, I have met people that trauma bonded. You know, their whole thing is trauma bonding, trying to figure out who, you know, especially being a mother of 3, have no other male figure, you know, around me. Of course, it's like, oh, okay, your baby father, like, where is he, and so forth. I'm very private when it comes to my kid's father. You know, I don't really talk about him on my social media because it's nobody's business. The channel is mainly Princess, my world, my life. So I will give advice when it coming to friendships, and this is still on the topic of why are you moving to Merida, is to not feel as if you are coming to Merida because you're trying to make friends. Because friends will come eventually, but it's not a essential. Like, it's not the main reason why you're coming down there. And if it is, I feel like you need to, I feel like you just need to figure it, like you need to go back to the drawing board and really figure out why do I feel like I need to leave the country, wherever country that you're coming from, to make friendship in another country. Like, I just feel like, because it's true, because most people feel that people that are traveling expats, they have it all together. And I have met some nut jobs. Let me just keep it honest with you. I'll keep it above. There has been some nut jobs that I have found. I don't want to call them nut jobs, but there has been some questions.
Their character was very.
There has been some things, and the reason I'm calling the people that nut job the ones that did something to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all of the expats are crazy,
but
it's just the ones that we have met in our trap.
Yes, you know, there are some people that you know, you look back and you're like, okay, you're coming from a hurt place, and you bringing that hurt place here, which this is my peace, and now you're hurting people that is around me, and it's just more of like you being a mean person. Like nobody wants a mean girl, you know, or a mean man, you know. So I separate myself from people. So if I stop talking to you, I just don't deal with you, and that's with love. That is with love and peace.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you are coming to Merida because you are trying to seek friendship here, I feel like you need to reevaluate your whole mission of the reason why you are coming here.
Right.
It's not saying that you will not ever find friends. I just am a kind of person for myself. I feel like I only deal with people that gravitate towards me. So if I feel like there is nothing, I hate small talk. So if we just met, don't expect for me to hang out with you next weekend and we going clubbing, because I need to figure out what kind of person are you.
Right.
I also listen to people how they talk to their friendships or how they talk about other people right behind me, because I'm now looking to myself like, oh, okay, well, you just got down here, you know, I'm in a peaceful space, and now you're talking about people. Now you, like, that's the main reason why I left where I left, because I want positive energy around me, right? I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but what I am saying is that I feel like if you're moving to Merida and you're coming here because you want to make friends, I feel like that is the wrong reason to come here.
Yeah.
Okay? So, I'm going to get off my little soapbox about that. I have no problems with nobody. I'm just saying that not everybody is for you.
Right.
Number 2, have your money right.
Yes.
Have your money right. Make sure that you are coming with something. Now, I know a lot of people, when I was making my videos, most people was like, well, Princess, how much money are you saving? That is not for you to know.
That's something.
Because I might be saving for my situation, for my 3 kids and myself. I might be even saving because of health issues. I might put money on the side. So I don't know what your situation is. Everybody's situation is totally different. I have heard, different YouTubers have said this, or, just people, expats have said this. Like, everybody's situation is totally different. You might bring $2,000 and feel like you can... you might bring $2,000 and might feel like that $2,000
can stretch.
It can stretch, but baby, how the pesos is coming up strong.
Yeah.
I don't think that is a wise decision. So I will tell you, like, really, 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 like,
sit down, the
yes.
traveling. What you gotta do? I mean, the housing situation, the food. It's more than 2,000, and
it's just like, not even to cut you off,
right?
Okay, but it's even more of like, I always look at, okay, my kids. What if my kids get hurt? What if my kids get hurt? What if I get hurt? What if it's an emergency that I need to leave? What if I need to leave out of this? I've been staying here for September will be my 1 year of staying at this townhome. So what if me and the landlord and I need to leave and I need to go somewhere else to another place? Like, do I have enough money?
Yeah, to
leave or to break that lease?
Right.
Like, so I don't feel like when I first came here to Merida, I didn't have that mindset. So that's why I'm telling you now how my mindset is now, being here almost for 3 years. It's totally different than, when I first came here, because I was like, okay, I'm coming with this money, but there has been things that happened that I have seen other people close to me.
Right.
They have went through it. I'm like, dang, like, you should have thought of this. Now they're begging other people for money. Now they're, asking people, can they help you, or can you create this GoFundMe? And it's just like, never put yourself in a situation. Right. Never put yourself in a situation where you have to ask, let me be honest, strangers.
Right.
Even though it is a community, everybody's a stranger to me. Like, right. I know most people are very genuine, and I'm not bashing anybody, but you can't come here thinking that you have a whole line of people
That's going to
waiting.
support you as much as
Right,
because
like
it's very, very distant. I mean, they'll say hi to you, but that don't mean that you get into a crisis and then they're like, oh man, I can't help you, girl, because this. You always got to make sure your budget is so tight that when that situation occurs, you don't have to ask nobody. But the reason why we brought this topic up because was one of the YouTubers.
we're not even gonna talk about that. We're not
gonna say no name.
Okay, no, we're just not even bringing that topic up. I'm not. I know. See, this is why my mama need to make her YouTube. And I know y'all probably like, well, let your mama speak. Listen, I watched the video and I didn't really agree with it. You know, because I felt like that individual was a hypocrite. Maybe somebody watched my video and maybe feel like I'm a hypocrite.
Sure.
I don't know. And you know, but this is the main reason why I say that not everybody that comes down here is on the same page as you, and not everybody is genuine, and not everybody is gonna, like, you cannot think that because you're coming down here for a community that community is all for you.
Right.
Not saying that the community is bad. Nobody is bad.
didn't
Nobody
say
did
they were
anything
bad.
to me, but I'm just saying, always, I have myself. That's why I say, okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna give back to my mom. I'm gonna give her the mic back. But when I say I have myself, doesn't mean that I doesn't have my mom. But
No.
my mom deals with her own issues, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying I have myself. I come with the mindset that when I had left the U.S., that I needed to make sure that my I's are dotted, my T's are crossed. My mom received Social Security, okay? So by her receiving Social Security, she can't take care of me and my kids.
Nope.
She can't take it. I mean, if I need the assistance, if I was needing the assistance, yes. But it's not for my mother to take care of my responsibility because I decided as a grown adult, okay, to leave the country, and I like that's the truth. That's the truth. So I don't know. I know my mom. I know who she's talking about. I know the video that she's talking about, and
I'm not naming no name. I'm just saying, we're just saying what's going on. But like I said, I want to piggyback on her, what she said. No, we all came to agreement. I mean, as far as me, because she cannot take care of me and I can't take care of me. We work together. But the situation is when I jumped into this situation, I had to look at the whole preparation of my living, because when you're on Social Security, you're on a set income. So I had to find places where my income can cover and still travel. Make sure I have medical situation for me and my sister. Make sure that I can have food in there and pay my rent and my utilities.
And this is also, just to throw this in, this is also, and let me just be very transparent, because I said this video is going to be very transparent. This is also with her coming to a country and she makes under $1,000 USD. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is her, like, okay, if I'm put myself in this situation, this is the kind of housing that I have to look for.
Right.
I can't probably go out to eat all the time.
No.
On this, you understand? Like, when people, why are you moving? When I say why are you moving to Merida, I'm basically, this video, this live.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, get your stuff together.
Yeah.
Write down on a sheet of paper and decide, like, not decide, but add.
Come with a plan.
Come with a plan.
Always, and if you are in Merida or anywhere in the United States or all over the world, is you always have a plan. Always, no matter what. Can I go? Maybe I want to go this year, but maybe next year if I sit down. If me and my family want to go another year, and how much would break down? The biggest thing we talked about, and the biggest thing we are concerned is basically when you go to these countries, it's a different from the United States. Here in Merida, when you're in the United States, you got the deposit and you have your rent, well, your rent and your deposit, right? Here in Merida, you have three. You have your rent, you have your deposit, and you have to pay attorney
Yeah.
to be in these apartments or houses or anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so when people don't ask questions about all of that before they even enter their country, they get confused. Another thing is, because you don't know how to speak Spanish, who I don't know how to speak Spanish, it's good to have a, what's it called? You called it last time?
What?
A person to vouch for you.
You talking about like Barbara?
Yeah, like Barbara or something. What they
A
call it?
guarantor?
You gotta have a guarantor.
Whatever it is. But you do have to have that, but you don't. But go ahead.
No. I'm saying you have to have somebody who knows the area and the people.
It's good to, yeah.
It's good to have somebody you can say, hey, I'm coming down here. I need your assistance and I need to move, because they know the people. They live here. We don't. And we hear horrible stories about people like they get into these places, they sign the contract, they don't have a person or attorney or whoever they use to vouch for it. And if you don't know how to do Spanish, you're going to get caught up. And we just heard so much horror stories. Knock on wood, we haven't went through it. Hope not before we, go to. Yeah, we have. But I'm just saying to people who comes down here, please just take your time.
Take your time. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna go back and forth. You might gonna see me because
we just
moving. Take your time. But it's not a rush.
No, it's not.
I just had like my whole like mind when you was talking. I was just like, okay. I was just like listening. Yeah, it's not a rush, guys. It's not a rush to be here in Merida. Like, it is a beautiful place. I feel like it's beautiful. It's hot. And I always say that. Like, I didn't move to Merida because of the heat. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm a Northern girl, okay? Yeah. I'm a Midwest girl, okay? But I didn't move to Merida because of the heat. As I mentioned before, I moved to Merida because I needed to understand me and understand what the heck did I wanted to do with my life. Not everybody projecting what I should do with my life, but what I really wanted to do with my life. So, we hit on, if you feel like you're coming to Merida because of friendship, don't, reevaluate. Number 2, financial security. Make sure that you are financially secure. There is nothing more worse than I see people in groups or people just it's just crazy to me. It's don't ever put yourself in a situation where, especially when you have kids. Let me just say this.
You can talk about that.
Okay? Don't ever put yourself and your children in a situation. Don't let more trauma be added onto you and your kids' life because you just that's what I was trying to say earlier. Being impulsive.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
Being impulsive because you're wanting to be impulsive. Don't ever put your children through that, because yes, my kids will remember. Mama, you remember when we was on the street for a second? No, especially being on the street in Merida. No. Don't do that. You understand? I know that you're trying to run from something, but don't do that.
If you cannot solve your situation at home, why do you bring your problems to another country that they got enough problems themselves?
I will disagree on that.
How?
I will disagree with that, because I did have problems and I needed to find myself, but I also make sure that I was financially secure before I put myself, there was a while, there maybe was 4 or 5 months when I wasn't working, but I had money to pay my rent, right? I had money to pay my rent. I feel like the reason why I would disagree, because when I was in a state and let me just say this, when I was in a state and when I was in a location, I wasn't able to hear myself There was just too much stuff. So I do disagree with that because most people do need to just have a reset and recharge. And because they decide to move to Mexico or Bali or wherever you cannot tell somebody where they should be to find peace. If their peace is leaving out their country to figure out what they're going before that's not your business. But what I am saying is, and I'm not trying to overtalk you, is what I am trying to say is be financially, make sure that you are financially stable. Don't put your loved ones, your young ones in a situation with you. If you want to do that for yourself, then you do that. You understand? But do not put your kids in that.
Yeah.
Don't put your babies in that. Because regardless if you're coming, and let me just re-emphasize this, because you're coming down here because you're trying to be with this community or black community or whatever community that you're coming down to Merida for, they don't owe me nothing. Nobody in the black community that's here or anybody that I have met owe me nothing. You understand? They saved, they strategized, they prayed about that. You understand? So I'm not saying that they don't sympathize or empathize about my situation, but it's not their job to pick me up. Because before I even made that decision to pay for that plane ticket, before I made that decision that I was gonna make this post, all I'm saying is don't live an impulsive life because you're trying to rush. Because sometimes when you rush, you can cause more trauma than what you're trying to. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. And the third one?
Oh, girl, I'm just sitting here talking. The third one, okay, so we touched base on friendship. We talked about financial.
Third one, the weather.
Huh?
You said it was hot.
It is hot. Like
I said, if you're not used to being hot, this is not like our environment. When you come down here, it's like, you know how hell feel? That's how it feel. When you wake up in the morning, you feel it. When you go to bed, you feel it. So when you come down here in Merida, understand it's not the kind of like we in America or anywhere your country is that you get the cold, the spring and stuff. It's just straight hot.
I would say heat. I mean, if you but that wouldn't be a real topic of when I ask somebody why are you moved to Merida. I won't really. I mean, of course,
I'm just wondering.
It's hot. I mean, you go on YouTube. Everybody's gonna say it's hot. Okay. Everybody says it's hot. Everybody says it. I even said it in my video. Like the back of my knees be sweating. Okay. Okay, I'm a thick girl. Okay, so it be sweating, but I'm telling you the main important things that is going to make sure your mental health, because my whole thing is about your peace. So if you're coming down here for friendship and then you like the friendship that you gain here is not the friendship that you were suspecting, I don't want you to be like, dang, I don't even have a community. I always leave a situation knowing like, if I make friends, I make friends. If I don't make friends, I don't make friends. Okay, it's cool. Like, and it's not, and it's, once again, I want to say, it's not because I am not a friendly person. I just know the reason why I'm here. So that's why I even ask myself, why are you here, princess? Why are you here? Why are you in Merida? Why are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Paper bag marketing group. It's definitely not a place to party.
No, it's not.
And turn up. This is a place, for your mental and get yourself together.
Yeah,
yes, true. Like if you I feel like for most people is, how like they always say like read the room. Like read the room.
Yeah.
Like when you come here in Merida, you know that there ain't no boom, 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 boom. It might be some here, a little here, but it ain't
It's a place to get yourself together.
Yes. But yes, so I agree with you. I 100% agree with you that this is not a place. I mean, it could be, but it's not. I believe like Merida for me is more conservative.
Yeah,
It's very conservative if you look at it.
It's a family organization.
I'm not gonna be like popping my behind,
No.
you know, or twerking somewhere. Like it gives me family. It gives me, you know, elderly, retiring. This gives me like
if you're a
healing.
young person, yeah.
I mean, even if you're not a young person, it's just.
No, I'm saying it's the things that y'all looking for, you know.
Yes.
It's just for a family, you know, people getting together, enjoying themselves, you know. But if you're looking like the popping, you just go to Cancun.
Also, why are you moving to Merida? If you think for dating, like for the dating, it's dry for me. And most people will say, well, Prince, you don't come outside. Well, it's too hot, okay? And second of all, like I didn't come here to date. To be honest, dating for me is hands to hands to friendship. If we vibe, we vibe, and if we don't, we don't. I don't like small talk. So I'm not going to be one of those people where you meet me and then we're like, okay, we're gonna go. Like, I don't know. I don't think that way. I'm more of a person like I need to get to know you. I need to understand who you are, like what's your background, because I have met people and I have put my guards down. Okay, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa,
like, oh my god, oh my god,
and I was like, I won't say heartbroken, but I was kind of like disappointed with myself.
True.
So if you're a person that, you know, if you do find friends, good. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna get off this subject, but if you do find friendship, that's good. I haven't really have like any close friends like that. I have opened the door. Like I have met people text me and they're like, girl, let's hang out, and they never showed up. But I don't ever get disappointed about situations because I don't trust people anyway. So I'm just like, okay, if it happens, it happens. So financial, make sure your money is right. And also your babies. I don't know. Kids, to me, that's my heart. I don't care about what the grown folks do. Y'all do whatever y'all want to. But when it comes to the babies, leave them babies back home.
Yeah.
Leave it to the grandma or auntie. Figure out what you got to figure out. But don't bring them babies down here and you ain't got your stuff together. I'm tired of seeing that. Do not bring your kids here. Goodness. I'm sorry. What else would you say? Like, because I feel like I had so much, and then I was just like talking. Because y'all know
I mean, you're saying the correct. Biggest thing to come to Merida is in any country is the financial. If you don't have your financial in check, don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time. You know,
and don't assume that other people have your bag.
Right.
These folks don't know you from a can of paint.
They're all in different.
Because you see another black person walking down the street doesn't mean that black person gonna say, here, I'm gonna let you in, I'm gonna let you sit in my house. I don't know if you crazy, you gonna cut me up and chop me up in 20 pieces. I don't know what you running away from. I don't know, that's how I think. I think that way, okay? I come here to figure out what is wrong with Princess. What can Princess be better at? Get my kids together. I got my son, he has like ADHD. Getting him calm. You know, get things figured out for me so then I could be a better person. Right. I don't know if Merida is going to be my forever home. Yeah. I just know at this moment,
we're here.
It's right. Yeah, I feel good.
Because if we didn't like Merida, we wouldn't be here.
Well, I left Merida and then I came back because I was in Columbia.
Yeah, we came back. I'm just saying we would have went other places than.
I get what you're saying.
So, like I said, find a place that makes you feel peaceful. That make you happy. That you can get up in the morning and open up your door and just look and no shootings, no alarms shooting out, or no police racing down the street. Somewhere, and the biggest thing too, always check the area. Even we talking about Merida, but any place you go out of where you at, check out how the places is. I mean, YouTube, they got a whole lot of things on. Right. On traveling. Everybody has their own different experience. We always believe we look at 4, 5, 6, 7 things before we make decisions. So if you decided to come to Merida, just check some channels at Merida, you know.
Yes, but no. I'm not trying to agree with you, disagree with you with everything. Yes, look at the YouTube channels. Yeah, look at the YouTube channel. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Okay.
I'm not saying do not look at the YouTube channels, not even on mine.
Mm-hmm.
But what you see on my YouTube channel is based on my life,
Sure.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And my situation.
Right.
A lot of people will go and get down here and say, but I watch Princess channel or I watch this person's channel and this is what's going. You can't base your life based on my situation, and I'm only giving you about 20 to maybe 30 minutes of my life, you know, just a little, you know. So you can't really base my personal life or my videos that I'm getting. Like, you have to come down here to figure out if it's something for you. That's what I'm trying to say.
And another thing is, before you even decided you're going to stay, you're going to move, come down here a week or the weekend or something like that and say, hey, I want to check out the scenery and see how everybody is, and make that decision before you jump. Because it is when you make that decision, it's your decision, you know. So I'm just saying, visit first before you jump.
Marco Key said, Merida is definitely an adjustment, but it's peaceful for some. Mm-hmm. It says if you bring that bad energy with you from the States, you will get exactly that here if you don't take the time to fix yourself.
That's true.
And that's absolutely true. Mm-hmm. To your first point, Merida can be peaceful, but at the same time, that is why you need to know where you're going to be living. Mm-hmm. You know, what part, because some areas can be too touristy and it can be too loud. You know, I live up north, you know, but you know, you have to figure out what fits you or your family. If you have money, you bring one over, but you have to figure out, like, do I want to be somewhere where it's no man land? You know what I'm saying? But then you also got to go with that too, because you got like all the critters and stuff, and I don't do all that. But
she don't like critters.
You got to figure that as well. I also feel like, you know, touching back on what you said, Marco, is like coming with bad energy. Like, there are people that will bring that bully, and I don't like bullies. I don't like people, and I also don't like cliques. I feel like that's for me. I don't like cliques, and I don't like the cliquish feeling. No. Like, you might see me in the streets and I'll say hi, but that I'm an introvert. Maybe that's why I feel that way. I'm an introvert, so I just deal with me. Like, I come like, oh,
I'm the opposite.
You know,
my daughter always said I talk to everybody, but that's just me.
I just don't like small talk.
She don't like.
You know, if we're not talking about something meaningful where I can actually understand what you're talking about, or I'm gaining, like, you know, something like educational wise or something, then you lost me. Right. And I'll just be like, okay, see you on another day. I don't have any bad, I have no problem with nobody. I just want to throw that out there. But I do agree with you, Marco. Merida is peaceful for me because I stay my behind home. Merida is peaceful. I mean, I don't stay home, but I do go out. But when I do go out, you know, I move how I move. I move the same way that I move here is the same way that I moved when I was in the States.
Yeah.
Okay? So I was never in people's faces. You know, when I got off of work, I'll go home. I'll spend time with my kids. This is not a vacation spot for me. You know, when I first came to Merida, woo, I was blowing like, here, $1,000 here. And I'm talking about USD. I'm not talking about pesos. And I came with that mentality. That's why I said that I'm not going to speak on how my mind was then, because my mind has changed. But when I first came here, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to the beach and, you know, and X, Y, and Z. And I was like, oh, I maybe can have people follow me and stuff like that. But and I was just like, Princess, you're playing yourself. You're not being true to yourself. You don't even do this. Like, I'm making content. I'm creating content. I still have content of me like going out and
doing things,
cenotes and stuff like that. I'm making all these videos, but I'm gonna be true with y'all. I don't I do like going out, but I like going out when I want to go out. I'm not spending all this money for viewers. You understand? I'm not spending this money. I'm coming here to figure out what is on my mind. During the same year that I came to Merida, my dad passed.
Yeah.
You know, so that caused a lot of things
Another
that,
trauma.
you know, another trauma, you know, that I was going through. So I'm more into myself, you know, and it doesn't have anything. He said, Marco said, I stay my butt home too. I've been here, day near 2 years, and I only have met 3 people max. I'm with you with that. Yes, like I have met people, I have talked to people, and I'm very friendly. I feel like I'm very friendly, but
people. We're just very conservative about who we deal with. You're very conservative. Just be very real. You're very anybody who's come from the state. We be conservative.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. A lot of people that are moving because you see people expats and you see all of them doing all this stuff doesn't mean that they're all good people.
That's true.
Doesn't mean that everybody in a group is good people. And I'm gonna emphasize that, and I don't care. Come for me if you want. Not everybody is your cup of tea. Not everybody is coming for the same mission. Because people have a passport does not mean that they are on the same wavelength as you. You understand? So I have met beautiful people, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, you're moving too. But I also realized that not everybody's for me, and I might not be somebody's cup of tea as well. And I'm like, okay,
We cool.
you good, you know. So, going back, you know, us going back onto the subject is like, this is what I always ask people when people see me. They're like, how do you like Merida? And I'm just like, I've been here almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Almost 3 years, and I mean, Merida is home for me. It's like every day, and the reason why I came here is to figure out what I was going through.
But you grow after you go through being here. You grow with the community. You really do grow.
I grow with my community.
Oh well, I mean,
I grow with my community. When I say my community, is my little peoples.
Oh, your
okay,
her little
me and
people.
my little peoples. You understand? I'll stay with me and the people that I know that genuinely loves me.
But you met some people that have families, and you know, from
and
here.
And I have, but everybody is. It's like come and go. Like since being here, it's like everybody is like, oh, I'm moving here, and that's
Right.
and you know, you go with that. I just don't really put energy like that. Like if y'all understand what I'm saying.
When you come down, if any of y'all come down in this live, you'll see what we're talking about. I mean, just be. When you come down here, just know that you are on your own until you have figured out what is wrong with you and fix whatever that you need to fix. Then you are able to attract the peace that you're looking for, and you will be able to identify what is peace and what is not peace. That's what I'm basically saying, if that makes sense. I have now identified, oh no, okay, she not really, you know, for me, or she, you know, and you know, I'm not a person that goes out every day. Like I'm not a party person. You know, I know how to cook. Yeah.
I know how to cook, so I don't need nobody to cook for me. You know, I know how to clean, even though I have somebody come to my house once a week. You know, but you know, certain things. So I always ask people, why are you coming to Merida? Like, what is your reasoning? Because if you're coming there for friends, and you're coming there because you feel like people's going to help you, if you feel like people got your back and stuff like that, and everybody seems friendly, you're going to be very disappointed.
True.
You get me?
Yeah.
You're going to be very disappointed. The other one is, why are you moving to Merida? Like, make sure, like, with your health.
Yeah, the biggest thing in health, because the health system is not like where we at.
Like, if something happens to you,
You better, and tell them that basically you better have your money.
have your money. Okay, so I have diverticulosis, right? And I had just found out, I was like, why my stomach is hurting and stuff like that. I went to a doctor's. I kept on going to this clinic, and he kept on giving me medicine, some antibiotics, and I'm just like, what is wrong with me? Like, why my stomach like this? And he was like, I think you need to go to a gastro doctor. You need to go to a gastro doctor. So I went to the emergency room. I don't know how, I went to the emergency room. Huh?
You went through a lot.
I went through a lot to figure out what was wrong with me. See, it's different from in the States, you know. It's so different in the States, so that's why you need to make sure, like, your health, like, are you good?
Before you come down.
Because I came early 30s, you know what I'm saying? I'm still in my early 30s, but I'm, you know, I was coming in fresh. I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. I don't go to the hospital. I'm cool. So when I go to the emergency room and stuff like that, he was like, well, we need to do a CT scan. Now, the CT scan was like $275. So I go ahead and pay for the CT scan. I'm like, man, but then I'm also thinking if I was in the US, that CT scan would be like thousands of dollars.
That's true. Yeah.
Right? So I'm just like, okay, I had it because I put money on the side for rainy days. So he did his CT scan and he's like, yeah, so you have diverticulosis. And I'm like, am I dying? Is it a disease? And is that cancer? And so he just told me like, okay, well, you need to watch out for these foods. And I went to a GI and we was able to get I had a colonoscopy that cost me like about almost $600 for a colonoscopy. And they were like, oh, you only got like 2 little pockets, but you like, I don't eat beef, I don't eat pork and so forth. So he was like, you know, just watch out. But in those situations, you need to make sure like
you have money here.
You have your money or your insurance.
And your insurance. And especially if you don't have the money here, they lock you.
Oh, that's what I was touching base on. So I come out, they giving me like fentanyl. They put like fentanyl. I keep on getting back up. The man was like, ma'am, why are you keep on waking back up? I'm like, dude, y'all gotta give me more drugs to knock me out. Mm-hmm. So he didn't, I wasn't locked down, but my IV was still in my arms. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to swipe my card. And the man was like, oh, you gotta pay before we take anything out of your arms, like any IVs out your arms. So word to advice for people that feels like, oh, I'm gonna get sick and then, you know, y'all can bill me.
Nope.
Bring me my money.
And some of them want cash too.
So I paid him and he run like the little debit card machine to me. And then my half, you know, drugged up self was like, I swiped my card, but I had the money, I had the funds to pay for my procedure and stuff like that. So I want to make sure, like, before you guys like even decide to move to Merida, when you're a healthcare doctor, make sure you get your body from your head to your toes, get everything taken care of, and see what's wrong with you. So by the time, or if you do have a medical issue, you already know, okay, I need to contact hospitals. How much is this going to cost me? I need to also look at insurance plan. You know, I have insurance plan, but it's with my employer, and my insurance I have to pay out, and then they'll pay me back. You know, so you need to figure out what your insurance company, and I think there is some like insurance policy for people like that have temporary residency and, you know, so forth. But you really need to figure out that, because things can happen. Yeah. You know, especially with me with 3 kids. You know, my son, he's accidental prone. Yeah. Okay. So you need to make sure that you have your ducks in a row. Do that make sense?
Yeah, I do. You make sure that you have the money.
And make sure, like, when you have your medication, that medication, they have it down here. If it's under another name, make sure that you have it. I know that all of this has already been indicated in other videos that you probably have watched, but I just want to re-emphasize this back over again, because some people just really feel like, oh, nothing's going to happen to me until one day something do happen to you, and you're like, the community help me, and they're going to be like, don't you got some family? Like, so always make sure that you are good. Don't ever put your whole entire life in other people's hands, okay? So I would say that. Also job. I know I made a video with Barbara and we touched base, but really, you have a job.
Yeah, because
like have some finance. Like, this goes hands in hands with financial. Like when I came down here, I was a freelancer with Upwork, and I was telling people that, and people was like, "Well, how you do it?" I'm not gonna do the work for you, okay? I'm just gonna keep with you, okay? Go on Upwork, do what you gotta do. Like there was some contracts that lasted me 2 months, and then I had to find another. I feel like I always have this mentality: if you don't know how to hustle and you do not know how to work while you wherever you're at, whether you're in the States or whether you're in another country, if you do not know how to manage it, just make sure then you're going to be looking crazy because you need income.
Anywhere you go, you gotta have income.
You need income. Like you need income. And how I found my employer is I was working on Upwork, and I was working really, really hard, and I was doing different projects for them, and they asked me like, "Hey Princess, would you like to come on as a permanent? We don't care that you live in Mexico, so you have to." And they were like, "We don't care if you're in Mexico, you're in Africa, we don't care where you at." So I was able to find an employer that was cool with me. I didn't have to use no VPN or nothing because they had other people that was living in Mexico. They had people that was living in South Africa. So I found an employer that was like, "Princess, like, but my work, like I was working, like I had money saved, but I didn't want to dip in that money because I know I was like, I'm good for a good year for this money, but eventually I gotta find work." So
the biggest thing is in this live is be financially ready to move to wherever you go to, and always make a plan. You know, if it's going to be a year or 2 years, or you're going to live for your entire life. But we just that topic came to us because we was like, why is people moving here or anywhere out of the United States or anywhere in the world? They have to do their research. The biggest thing my daughter always consider telling me, "Do your research, Mom. Do your research before you jump." And she's correct. You got to do your research because if you don't, you can't cry about nobody else. Well, why are they doing this to me? Why is this they doing? No, they didn't do it because you made a decision to move out of the state.
You decided, and it all boils down back to you. Accountability. Stop playing the victim. We all know what we was doing, right? And
we're not children.
We're not children. But if you do have children and you're irresponsible, leave them babies. I'm gonna say this throughout this video. Leave them babies home. Okay, leave them somewhere where they're gonna be good. Don't bring these babies down here and y'all acting a darn fool and talking about you ain't got no money. You knew you ain't had no money when you came down here. Anyway,
they always say if you can't make it to where you at, you can't make it to nowhere else outside.
Like and that's another point. So we are leaving Merida.
Yeah.
You know, I was gonna make like this whole dramatic video, like we're leaving Merida. So I'm moving back to the States because I feel like I'm good. You know,
we're solid.
I feel like I'm good, but also I'm moving back to the States because also it's not also me. So what I mean by that is the kids has another parent, right? And their dad deserves to be in be in their life. So we are leaving Merida and we're moving back to the States. But I know most people will be like, I know, why are you moving back to the States? Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be truthful with you. My ancestors built this United States, okay? I ain't running away from nothing that my ancestors built, okay? Number 2, at the end of the day, I left the U.S. to figure out me, and now I am stronger, and I figure out, I have recharged, I have traveled to Colombia, I have traveled to Costa Rica, I have been to places, and I got that out of my system. I am now more a woman than I was when I first came here. Let me just be very transparent.
So when we go back there, we're ready to ready to deal with the situation in the U.S.
Right.
Because what we did here is to
I save my money.
Yeah.
I save my money, but also I also have, you know, my kids. And one promise that I made for my kids is when y'all ready to leave, let me. This is not, as much as this is my journey, this is their journey too. And my daughter, she's a teenager, you know, so she wants to go and be by her father. She wants to be with her other siblings. She wants to do that. So for me, I'm not leaving my babies. I'm not that kind of mama. But
and the reason I'm going back is basically my health. I'm getting much older. I want to have to take care of a lot of things, and I have my family there too, my brothers and stuff, and we just want to see back home again. You know, Merida is always be here. I can travel back here anytime that I want to.
That's right. No, yeah. So we are moving. We are leaving Merida, but that doesn't mean like I could be anywhere. And that's why it's so great to be with a company that I can be anywhere.
You can move around.
You know. So I will be making another video about me leaving Merida. But Marco also says, "Thank you, Marco. You've been lying."
I like you, Marco.
Listen, he said, Marco said, you gotta hustle online consistently here and find a valuable skill companies. No, hold up. You gotta find a valuable skill companies are looking for. Do not expect to find a job here. Even if you do find a job here, you're not gonna like it, right? And you're not gonna get paid the amount that you think that you're gonna get paid for. So, living in Merida taught me how to speak up for myself. I didn't know how to speak for myself. I'm more of a person like I will keep everything inside and then I will go ahead and wait and I will like, Mom, this is going on and they're not paying me this well and this and that. Like, I'm not speaking up for myself. One thing Merida really taught me, especially being outside of the country, is that I have to advocate for myself. And that's something that you have to do wherever you go.
Anywhere you go.
Anywhere you go. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to speak up. And if you don't feel like you are getting paid, if you don't feel like you like the housing that you're living in, if you feel like, you know, the landlord that said this is going to get fixed 200,000 times since you signed that lease last year, you have to always speak up, okay? And so to go back to Marco is, yes, you're correct. You have to be out in with that mentality. My mentality always had to be like, work hard. Like, I have to work hard. I had to work 10 times harder being outside of the country and make sure that income was flowing in than as I was in the United States, because things was easy
to yeah.
It was easy. Like, you don't like your job, you go to another job. Even though I was with my company for a long amount of time as being an engineer, so I was with my company for a long amount of time. But at the end of the day, like, my company that I was there with for a long time was not going to allow me to leave to Mexico. Okay, so I knew, like, whatever I do, I need to hustle, and I need to make that money, and I need to show myself, and I need to speak up, and I need to learn how to make offers and negotiate, because I was kind of intimidated back there. When people was like, so how much would you like us to pay you? I was like, I mean, whatever you feel like you want to pay. Don't do that. You know, but I didn't have anybody to teach me that. I didn't have nobody, because I'm always more of a person like, I just put me in a corner, I just do my work. You know, I'm not a confrontational individual. You know, I'm more of a person where I'll block you and send you away than deal with you. Okay, so living here and also being self-employed, because that's what you are as a freelancer. You are self-employed. You're working for yourself. I had to learn how to close out, what else was I saying? I had to learn how to close out
chapters.
Not chapters, Lord, Princess. I had to learn how to close out like business deals. You know, I had to learn how to communicate more better. I had to like not allow people to run what they thought I would do or what they think I will sell. I had to advocate for myself. So if you are a person that you're timid and you're not going and you're scared, or if you're lazy,
another word, lazy.
lazy, If you are lazy back home, do not bring your ASS
You say
here.
ass to
No, because I'm you know,
Oh, I
I'm
forgot.
talking. Okay, but
sorry.
don't come here if you lazy.
Yeah.
Okay, don't come here if you're lazy. Once again, the peso is stronger, a little bit stronger now. So what I was paying in 2021 is not what I was paying when I'm paying in 2023. Okay,
it shot up. It totally shot up.
right.
The
My
dollar
rent.
ain't crap here. We like, oh, we got to go.
My first place, I was spending 11,000 pesos.
And 11,000 is 500 and something.
It was like 500 and some odd dollars.
Yeah.
Now, what if we go on there?
Yeah, pesos are now what, maybe for
Maybe like around
$700.
$700. So I mean, it changed. It changed, you know, and you have to be ready for that. You have to be on your foot.
And that's why we were saying to you, if you must have extra more money in case, because every year they change. I think it's like $100 every year. So if you don't have that extra push to survive a little farther, longer, more than that, then you waste your time. Come here. You waste.
But everybody, and I want to emphasize this: everybody cush is totally different than everybody. But you are correct. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying like everybody cush is totally different. But you have to come in like realization, like, okay, do you want to be in, you know, live closer to more locals?
Yeah.
You know, you have to figure that out. But that is why I'm making this live, and this is me just being brutally honest. It's like, why are you coming to Merida, Mexico? Because if you're lazy, if you feel like you want to be clubbing, which you can, but that, I don't know, I'm working. I need to make money. This is not a vacation place. So if you feel like you're coming to Merida because you're trying to vacation, and if you got money like that and you could just live off of it, baby, I wish I was like you. But if you are a person, you're coming down here because you're trying to heal, get yourself together, trying to stack up your money, whatever you're trying to do, then you need to be like always learning, always trying to be better than what you came in from. And that's what I really would say. It's just like we touch base on, you know, I would say trauma bonding, like avoid trauma bonding with certain people. Your financial, it's like an umbrella. Like make sure that you are always good, and also refrain from thinking other people is going to save you, because people will look at your post and thumbs up it and then make a YouTube video talking about your stuff and say how stupid you are. So, you know, just make sure that I'm trying to make sure I'm hitting on everything before I close this out. My mom did touch base. It's high. Okay, it's high.
Well, I'm talking about the rent here. Is that even part in there?
I mean, the rent is the rent. You have to the rent is the rent. So when I say that you have to advocate for yourself, that's what I mean. Advocate for yourself. Let me just say this. Have discernment. Most people come here and they don't have discernment. Or if you want to say it a different way, have intuition. Listen to your intuition.
True.
If you know, like, this is your money. You don't have nobody else control your money. This is your money. So, you know, sometimes people will go ahead and pay something that is 2 times more than the average person inside that community will pay. And if you're gonna pay for it, that's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said,
do your research.
That's what I said.
Do your research. Like, do your research, but also there are people that be thinking, okay, another expat or another person coming out here because they're impulsive. They're not doing their research, and guess what? You pay these large amount that I be hearing people talk about. I'm like, I ain't paid all that. I didn't pay all of that.
And it's all, you know, because if you don't research, they're gonna hustle you. They're just gonna hustle you.
And this is not your country. No matter if you have a temporary residency or whatever, this is not your country. You're here, but you need to respect Like,
Their culture.
you need to respect the culture, respect the people.
Yeah.
Okay, be mindful of what you're doing, and so forth. Like this is not the United States, and stop trying to compare Mexico to the United States. I hate when I hear people do that. They'll be like,
Because it took me a while.
"Oh my goodness,
It took me a
You
long time
know,
because she used to like, why is this not in the United States?
If
This
you're
is-
coming here assuming that everything is gonna be like in the United States, like I don't know, I don't know what
need
you
to stay
mean, but
home.
just stay home.
Stay home.
Because
Stay home.
you're going to make everything United States versus Mexico, and it's not that. Adjust, acclimate yourself. Like, you just need to acclimate yourself into the environment. You just need to know that it's not going to be anything like the U.S. Even when it comes to like food, or when it comes to housing regulations of like, stairs that don't have any rails, that I get fearful that my kids won't fall down and break their neck. You have to understand the laws. And if you don't understand the laws, then go and read. Find people that do understand the laws. There's so much information that's on the internet that you can't say, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, did you do your research? Do you reach out to any attorneys and ask them for a consultation to get the main questions that you're trying to get answered? These things fall on you. And I'm not trying to beat up anybody, but when you leave your home country, you're making that risk. Nobody else is making that risk. So you cannot fall victim every single time when you make these choices. And here's the other thing. If you fall in, if things doesn't go the way that you are wanting to go, you can always go back home, or you can go to another country.
Yeah.
Merida is not the end all be all. There is so many other places that you can be. I love Guadalajara, you know what I'm saying? Mexico City, but so certain locations might be right for you more than Merida. So don't always try to put your eggs in one basket. That's what I'm trying to say. So I hope that this information helped those, and for those that already know it, I hope that you spread that message, this message to other people that are coming into Merida. Merida is very beautiful. It has beautiful people. It's just like any other place. There are people that are shady, and there are some people that are really sweet.
Yeah.
Respect goes both ways.
Right.
You can't come into this country, Mexico, and you cannot come into this state, this city. Like, you can't come to Merida assuming that because you hold a U.S. passport that you run stuff, because you don't.
They'll run you out of here.
You don't run nothing. You are a visitor, and you will always be a visitor.
Right.
So I would say that, Mom, do you got anything? I hope I didn't talk over my mom for the last time.
That's fine. I said my piece. I'm just saying is enjoy. Just like I said, come down here and just visit. Any country you go, just visit before you do the jump. And talk to people in the locals, and if they you know how to communicate with them. But just ask and feel the environment around you, and if it's meant to be to move, then do it. And like she said, have your financial in order before you move.
And I would like to add this to you guys, okay? Because me and my mom usually go back and forth about this, and we talk about marriages, and just stay along with me. Just stay along with me, okay, guys? Just understand. Me and my mom go back and forth, and she was like, "Oh, they got married too soon. They only knew each other for a year or whatever." And they should have known. They should have already seen the red flags, or they should already, X, Y, and Z. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make my point. My point is that a lot of people, just like she said, come down to Merida, come down here for a week or 2 weeks and see how you like it. Well, you could come down here for 2 weeks and you could really like it, and nothing happens. Like, let's say that you come here for 2 weeks and the sun is bright and shiny, men are looking at you and they're like, oh, she's so beautiful. You can have all of these things. Like, things can just feel right? And you might make this decision like, okay, Merida is for me, right? And you move you and your whole family, or just moved your whole self to this, to Merida, and then let's say that the landlord is horrible, or let's say that you realize that it's too much creatures, like little ants and bugs and scorpions here. Like, things can go wrong. Like, what I'm trying to make is, like, you will never know. Like, there's no way of you knowing. Like, there is a way of knowing, like, you like a place. Like, I can say, oh, mom, I really like it, until you actually live here.
That's true.
Like, you live here. Like, I can come here and I can say, oh, I really like it, but being here for almost 3 years, there has been a lot of things that I'm like, dang. You will never know. That's what I'm trying to say. You will never know, because there are some people, like relationships, that will hide they crazy, and you marry them, and then they like murderers, and they're like, and then there's times, just how I look at just traveling. Like,
you use traveling as a relationship.
I use traveling as a relationship. So you don't
come down here and say, oh my God, I love it, and then when you...
Because people romanticize things.
Well, you said love bombing.
People romanticize things. They get so into it, because, you see the waterfalls, you see the cenotes, and you see all of this, and like, people romanticize things, and then they're like, oh, it was so beautiful, Clifford. It was so beautiful for the 2 weeks. And then they get here, and then they're like, oh my gosh, this is not what I was thinking about. You won't know until you actually, like, bring your whole buddy down here and, like, know it. But what I will say, listen, this is what I will say, is that have a plan B, a C, a D, E, F. Go through the whole alphabet if you have to. Okay? Just know, like, hey, if Merida doesn't work, I'm going to go to Puebla. If Puebla doesn't work, I'm going to go to Guadalajara. Guadalajara don't work, I'm going to go here. Like, always know, like, not all sizes is going to fit everybody. Like, not everything is going to fit everybody. So what I will say is, I know some people stay here for 2 weeks and they say, oh, I love Merida. Mexico is huge.
It's a big
it's a big country.
Yeah.
So it's not just Merida here. There is so many things. And let me just say this. We have a huge world. So Mexico is not the only place. You can go to another country as well. I just want people to stop romanticizing on certain things, and that's why I had to even back up on my channel, is because I was like, Princess, you're not even being realistic.
Yeah, because your whole purpose of your channel was to travel.
It was a travel, but like the content that I feel like I was aiming towards is I was being like a travel person, and this was my first country that I have ever been to. So I was just like, how?
When the pandemic occurred, we couldn't go no other places.
I mean, you could, but it was. All I will tell you guys is, please don't romanticize it.
Yeah.
Please don't think that is rainbows. Okay, because there might be days where your electricity is out.
Oh.
For a day.
That's another.
Or maybe 2. There might be days where what else incidents? Oh, like getting gas to be refilled at your home, and you're trying to figure out what is going on. There might be days. There's so many things. Or for me, let me just be transparent. If I'm gonna be transparent about this, like for me, the light bill, the electric bill. I know I have received a lot of people, because I was like, oh yeah. Like, people say, how could you go and make sure? Girl, I didn't ask you all that. I'm just showing you my bill. But my bill in USD was $700 US. I ain't never paid $700 US.
The 7 is not for one month.
It's every other month. Right?
Yeah.
But still, like, in those situations, when we go back to financial, what if you got a $700 light bill?
And you got to pay it.
Because right now, all my AC is off.
Yeah.
So we only using fans right now. But what if you get hit with a $700 bill, which was like 12? It was like
it's $12,118 pesos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if you get hit with a bill like that?
There's a lot of people got
And for my mindset, And most people be like, I met a girl and she was like, I'm just gonna leave. I'll just leave. Girl, I'll just go to another place. I'm like, I'm not doing this to my landlord. My landlord, as much as, you know, there has been little things, I treat my landlord, I treat my home here in Merida the same way that I would treat if I was renting a house or renting a home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay to the end of my agreement,
Yeah.
my agreement to him, because my word is my bond. You know what I'm saying? So I
You
just
gotta tough it out.
I tough it out. Now, you know, for most people, they leave, they break the lease, okay? But I need my whole $900 and some odd dollars back to me.
Your deposit back.
I need my whole deposit back, okay, sir? And so me and my landlord, I communicate with him, and he tells me what's going on. I love, you know, I don't know, I love having a male landlord, because I heard, like, I have, like, real life have people have female landlords. I'm not saying all the female landlords this way, but it's like their little cattiness, like the little females. And for me, I love dealing with a male landlord, because he's like, I won't say he goes with emotions, but it's like, I tell him what I need and he tells me what I need, and that's what I like. I don't like
keep it too straight.
I don't like all the emotions. I don't like the cattiness. That's not me. So, yeah, I would say that, like, be prepared, because I wasn't prepared for my $700 light bill.
No.
But it was paid.
And I wanted to go back to the topic of the heat here. Please, if you do come down here, drink a lot of water. A lot of water. Because I tell you this, we go through water, every 3 days?
Yeah.
3 days.
But I drink more water than everybody.
She drank more water than me.
I drink more water. I drink about 4 liters of water a day for myself. And I just drink water. And it's just because I have diverticulosis. I got to keep myself well hydrated.
If you didn't have diverticulosis, you still have to drink water.
I mean, yeah, but I drink more than what I'm supposed to drink. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I drink more than I'm supposed to. But all I'm basically saying is, and I hope that for this video, it might not be helpful to some, but I hope for the people that this is intended for.
Mm-hmm.
I want you guys to come in with
knowledge,
with this mindset that everything is going to be okay. But make sure that you got your I's dotted and your T's crossed.
True.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Don't romanticize any of the influencers that you see that is here in Merida or that have left Merida. You don't know these people.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's just on the
Please do not come with this idea that you have people waiting for you, a community waiting for you, hands and knees, waiting for you to come. Like, I won't say that they won't be like, okay, brother, can't wait, sister, all this other stuff, but I am saying that these ain't your family. These are not your family. You know, for me, like, my family, we ain't gonna go into that topic.
Okay.
But don't come with the mindset that people have your back. Always remain with that solid mentality that if anything goes wrong, that I got all of my ducks in a row. I got my medical in a row.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah.
Okay? Trusting you, trusting yourself. Understood. Trusting yourself, and that's all that matters. Like, trusting yourself, and that's all you need to worry about. Don't come out here trauma bonding with people. Don't come out here thinking that people got your best interest. And keep it all your business to yourself. You understand? Keep your business to yourself.
Because people will get your information.
And then they be spreading it, okay?
That's the reason we left.
You know,
left out of the United States.
And then heal. Like, when I say heal, like heal. Like, find, like, okay, girl, I haven't seen you. You haven't been in Merida, girl. I've been working on my healing. And then when you, like I said at the beginning of the video, is once I was able to heal, I was able to identify the people or just people that I felt like, okay, something ain't right. I use my discernment, okay? I love God, okay? So I use my discernment, and I know that everybody's not my cup of tea, and I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I keep it like that. But just, but I want, the reason why I'm making this live is because I want you to be happy. I want you to be successful. I want you to have everything inside your life that you ever desired. But what I also don't want you to come over here is romanticize and bring your butt down here and then start crying and boo-hooing when you up there put your own stuff in that predicament. I am not responsible for you. Okay, I came down here with 3 kids and myself, and when I put that when I made that itinerary and I quit my job, I knew that there was no going back.
That's true.
So let's keep it 100. Okay.
Okay.
I am not your keeper. Okay, and people got to stop thinking that every YouTuber got their best interest, because they don't. Half the YouTubers, they leaving.
They're leaving.
They're leaving, or they already got stuff. So always come with that mindset. That mindset is, if we attract and we click, we click. If we don't, we don't. It's no harm. There's no harm out of it. You know what you said? Understood. I'm sorry, I'm not trying. I have seen it. I have seen it here. Well, say hi. You know, thick madam. Hey, thick madam. She said, leave it all in the United States as well.
True.
Leave it.
True.
Nobody trying to have all that stuff.
We just want peace.
You know, just peace. You know, and once you have, you can tell by when people have peace, and then you can tell by that people pretend to have peace, and then they come around you, and then they like
bring that drama. Be like,
you're like, hold up, but I thought you was. I have met people where I thought they had everything together.
And then you start saying, oh,
I have made friendships where I thought this person, I'm like, dang, she have it together. Mm-hmm. She got her mind right. Like, I love, like, when I'm always learning. Like, I'm always like, oh, you do this? Okay. I'm always intrigued. And I have met people where I thought they were together.
And then you be saying, oh my God, these people are not together. They pretend to be together.
And then I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on with you?
I love United States with no crazy.
And it's just so crazy. So just protect yourself, protect your energy, and protect your loved ones if you bring in loved ones, and protect them. But those are the things I'll say. Those were 4 things I believe I touched base on. I am going to make my last video talking about me leaving Merida. But I feel like me and Merida, we have
a relationship.
We have, what I would say, I have learned things. I have cried here. I have made my share of mistakes. And I feel like it's time for me to like move on, you know.
And it's not because we leaving Merida and going back to the United States. It's just that we had to take care of, but we're still going to continue to travel.
Yeah, like I'm still on travel. Like there is more than, you know, Merida that, you know, there is more places. Like I don't feel like when I decided to travel, because when I was going to travel, when the pandemic started, I was supposed to move to Albania. We wanted to go to Albania because I was like, oh, you can stay there for 1 year. That's like, if I wanted to be honest. I was like, I can stay for 1 year. I don't need to like come back and forth. So I was like, I can stay at Albania and I can like just travel around the countries and stuff like that. And go there. But then I was like, they had like so many rules and it was just so many things. And Mexico was open, so I was like,
okay, let's go.
Let me shimmy over there and stuff like that. But I mean, even when I came here, it was still locked down. Like a lot of people was not
wearing masks and stuff like that.
You know, and I was already like, you can't come in my house, even if. So we still are going to travel. I'm going back to the U.S. I see it. Can't wait. Thank you. But yeah, I hope that you guys continue to follow my journey, even by me not being in Mexico. I know I haven't made any videos. because some days I just don't want to make videos. Some days I'm just like, not my house, girl. Yes, you. Oh, we just wanted to come on. Leave me outside. Our lights all on.
Even if we're in the United States, we're gonna feel the same way. You don't come to our house till we know. But you told me, you said that if you go back to the state, they're gonna have to have a colon test.
I'm serious. Like, I don't know, and I'm an introvert anyway, so I don't wanna cuss on here, but I like myself. I think I'm the coolest person. So I'm an introvert, so I don't really need people, to be honest with you. I just entertain. I mean, I'm just an awkward black girl. And so I hope that you guys like continue to follow my journey, continue to give me ideas and stuff like that. But pretty much I think Merida and us, it's time for us to go. You said 555?
I said fly.
I thought you said 555. I said
No, I ain't see the number 555.
Homebody 100. Yes, I am a homebody. Think madam. I am a homebody. Have always been a homebody. But I do like I'm a person like I'm quiet. But when I'm quiet, I'm analyzing everything. When I'm quiet, I'm peeping everything what a person is saying. I'm listening to what people say. Because I don't know you. Like when people come out of the country and when they travel, you can tell me that you a celebrity. I don't know. Like people can come with whatever identity they coming from.
Or they could be a serial killer.
I always see everybody a serial killer. I watch too many crime shows. That's my love. I like watching stuff like that.
Yeah, she like the weird stuff.
But besides that, like I'm a homebody, so I can be an extrovert to the right person, but not to everybody. Not everybody can get that. So when you go to Merida, if I'm still here, I can say hello to you. I can't guarantee you I'm gonna meet up. But I can say hello if I see you in public. I'm gonna say, "Hey, girl, how you doing?" But I don't think
you can say, "Hey, y'all remember you? You did that interview. You did that live. I listened to you, and you got. I mean, because we're gonna be doing like this, like, yo, well, who is this?" But
no, it's just more of like I want people to experience Merida for themselves and really get a tune and see if it's something for them.
Yeah,
you know. And I really want people to heal. Like, I really want people to heal because the people that I have met is some messed up people. And I just feel like they messed up because they felt like once they came to Merida that everything was going to change. Like, you
you come down here and you expect overnight miracles, if I'm saying that.
Overnight miracles.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's not.
It's got to take years and maybe a year or two to get yourself together.
It's going to take a while, but she said understood. But besides that, I love Merida. I feel like it was a great decision for me to come down here. What else? My mother, you're welcome. My mom, I'm glad I was able to do this with my mom, you know what I'm saying? And I know I said I'm gonna leave, but hold on, I gotta say this one thing. I know most people be like, well, why are you always with your mama? Or why you always, listen, this is my only parent that I have, okay? This is the only parent that I have. The one that, my dad that passed away in 2021, like, listen, I'm being by people that you truly love, okay? That you want to be around. So that if you see me with my mama and we at the club, mind your business, okay? Mind your business. I know most people don't have that relationship with their mama, and I'm sorry. But when I'm with my mama and we up there is when we out and stuff like that, you know, I'm always be around my mama 24/7. You know, until the Lord calls her. Yeah. So besides that, I'm gonna get off this live because I just feel like I will just keep on chit-chatting.
She'll talk. Normally, because she's supposed to be intimate.
I'm an introvert. Okay, listen, I'm an extrovert when it comes to live because I don't need to talk to people. But if you meet me in person, I'm gonna be like this.
And start looking at me and say, "We gotta go." She'll give me this look like, "We gotta go." Yeah. I said, okay. I was like, okay.
You're welcome. My daughter said, what Ileana said, she said, Mom, when I grow up, I want to be bougie just like you. I'm not bougie, but I'm reserved.
Okay. We'll keep it like
I'm
that.
reserved.
We're going to keep it like that.
She said, that sounds like me too. Like, I am reserved. Like, I have to figure out, what do you want? Because you got to understand, you got to figure out, do you want something? Or are you running from something?
Yeah.
Or are you a good person?
And that's true.
And I always try to figure out, like, okay, is somebody being nice to me because they're being nice? Or is somebody, like, I just don't want that. And since I'm in my 30s now,
Yeah.
I just don't want to be, like, going back and forth. Like, you know, we're not in high school, middle school, you know. I don't need to be that. I lost my best friend 14 years ago, and she was my mother. I had to remember spiritually she's still around. Amen. And I know my father is still around and stuff, but I know, like, it just draw me closer to be with my mom. So I have had a person tell me, like, girl, you act like your mama is your best friend. Like, you need to have other friends. Well, I be trying to have friends with people my age, but then they be acting weird. So then I'm just like, I just chill with my mama. Like, maybe she will forget what we talking about, like maybe 5 minutes later, but still, that's my mama.
Well, the reason is I wish my mother had passed in 2007. So if I had the same element like my daughter and me have, I would do the same thing. Me and my mother and me was tight.
Yeah.
And when she heard, I heard. You know, we was, you know, if somebody tried to attack us, we be down. And that's how our family is. We are a tight family.
And I feel like that's for a lot of people, when they see that, they be like, I just don't understand. Like, I love those that love on me. Yeah. So you gotta love the ones. I just believe in that.
Yeah.
Love on the people that loves on you. Mm-hmm. And I'm a Cancer, so I take my family very serious. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I take people that when I say I truly love and I care for you, I really do truly care for and love you. You know, so that's why I said it. That's why I started my video, this live out in the beginning, telling people to not come in the mindset of thinking that everybody is for you, because not everybody is coming down here
or has the same
attention or wants to give that. And it's not even to beat them up either.
It's not. It's just how their life is.
That's you know, most people just have that mindset. You just gotta respect that. You know, I would prefer somebody to tell me, or let me just say this: when somebody really showed me how they are, I believe them. Yeah. When you know, one thing Grandma used to say, like, when people be like, "Girl, I'm just kidding." Now, you was for real. You was for real.
You wouldn't say what you said.
You was for real, and it's understandable.
Yeah, it's just.
And I'm just gonna I'm gonna get my purse, like, what's her name? The one that played, what's that movie? The show.
What show?
She was a lawyer. Viola Davis.
Yeah,
Viola Davis. I'm gonna take my bag.
Put it there.
And I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna go, because that's the kind of person I am. Like, once you tell me, or once I see how you are, I'm just like, okay, because I either deal with it or I don't. Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna deal with it, because my mama already can tell you, I don't deal with foolishness.
And I'll just look, when she looks at me, I like, okay, we gotta exit because she ain't feeling them.
Yes, how to get away with murder? Yes, girl. She said she's a water sign, Pisces. My mama's a Pisces.
Hi, Pisces.
Mama's a Pisces too. So I mean, I'm just a Cancer. You know, I'm not a crybaby. I'm just a person.
Yeah, we getting tired of y'all be beating up our water sign people.
but regardless of the matter, is like, I just know that regardless of the experience that I made with people here, I wish everybody well.
Yeah.
And I wish everybody's prosperity, healing, but not with me. Yeah, not with me. Okay. It said love it here. I'm glad that you love it. Yeah, like y'all can heal and all that stuff now with me, cause I am not trauma bonded no more.
No.
I am not trauma bonded.
She had enough one trauma bond.
I don't want to trauma bond no more. Trauma bonding be making you be like, you feel like you healing and you start going back into the same situation. You be like, dang, I thought I got over this. Now I'm like, I don't want to trauma bond no more. Like, meet me when you heal.
Yeah.
Meet me when you heal. But I hope that everybody is likewise. I feel you. Listen, you know it. But love you. I hope this live was meaningful. But I really, really want you guys to really take it serious and understand that everything I was saying, even if I was making a joke, is serious. Like, be prepared and don't bring your babies down here knowing that you don't even got your ducks in a row. Make sure your health is taken care of.
That's the biggest thing.
Your health. A lot of people leave because health-wise, and making sure that you got your plan A and plan B if something happens to you or you do get admitted to the hospital. Who got your contact. I do know, like, one of the groups that I am in, they have, like, where everybody has their contact number, but I'm just saying, just all together. Make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row, all your information together. But also just enjoy the moment that you're in. Like, would you agree? Like, just
enjoy where you at. Enjoy wherever you go to and have fun. That's all.
Yeah, just have fun. Take it. You might have a bad moment here, but that doesn't mean that the whole country or Merida itself is a bad place. It just could mean that you had that bad moment with that one person.
Yeah. Because everybody is not a bad person.
Not everybody.
We're not saying everybody's bad. It's just it's a few criminals everywhere.
I always tell people, go with discernment. Use your discernment. That's what God gave us. He gave us discernment. Use discernment with everything that you have in your body. What else? Lastly, why are you moving? Is that all?
That's it. That really is.
Because I feel like that's the huge topic. Every time I see somebody,
that's the 4 things that anybody travels is financing.
Financial.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Health. Don't come down here if
trauma bonding,
and there was another one I can't remember. And just have peace. Peace. That's it. For me, I think it's peace. Just keep your life peaceful.
What did you say? I'm sorry, boo. I got something I need to know as well. I appreciate you. Absolutely. I appreciate you as well. It's vice versa. I feel like we all are in this learning situation, but I just seen a lot of people, where I have read about a lot of people romanticizing things, and I do see a huge influx of African American, especially coming to Merida, and I also see the cattiness with people, like the bullying and the arguments. And one thing about me, I don't argue with nobody. You don't need to worry about me.
You don't want to deal with me?
Okay.
We fine.
Block. Yeah. The cattiness, even though we all have to remember that we're all coming here for the same reason. Right. We're all coming here to grow, to heal, to
find
build, whatever you're trying to. Like, you might not agree with what I'm saying, but that doesn't mean that the next person that is watching my video might not be, they might feel like this is not relatable. And that's what people got to understand. You have to, although you got to agree to disagree. That's what I'm trying to say.
Nothing wrong to disagree with it.
And that's what I see a lot. Is because people, they feel like they have more experience or they travel the world for 27 years. I don't care about all of that.
That's your experience.
It's all about respect and understand that we all are coming here, or we all are traveling for a reason, and we all have that privilege to travel, and so it's not for you to throw anybody. If you, what's your grandma always say, you can't help them,
don't hurt them.
Like, you can't help the situation. Don't that's why I don't blast people, or I don't say people names, or I don't do that, because I have forgave them. And when you say you truly forgave somebody, you move on and you just take that L. But if I can't make the situation better, then all I'm just doing is putting fuel into the, putting fuel in the fire to make it even bigger. And you see that same thing, and people bring that same stuff from the U.S. and they bring that cattiness here. So we just gotta be better, be better, speak better, and love on each other. So other than that, I'm gonna get off of live. It is what, 12:49 right now p.m. So I'm gonna enjoy my Sunday because, girl, I gotta go to work. Sir, I know it's some man's when here, sir and girl, guys. I go I have work.
Go back in the what do you call it? The rat race.
Yeah. But other than that, y'all be blessed. Y'all have a wonderful Sunday, and we will talk to you later once I get this video up. Hold on, guys. We'll talk